Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello, everyone. I am back.
She's back.
I am back, yes, after a long holiday, little vacation there. Glad to be back. Happy Thursday, although it feels like a Monday.
Yeah, well, it's nice to have you back.
Oh, thank you very much. I missed you too. We are talking leftovers here on the show today. We just want to know, do you like them? I feel like everyone's probably all leftovered out after the holidays. What about you? Do you enjoy leftovers?
Yeah, I don't mind them. It depends. It depends on what the food is, but for the most part, I will.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will get into that conversation in just a little bit, but first we're going to go check in with Connor Chan, who's down at the SPCA.
We are down here at the Lloydminster and District SPCA, where today we're going to talk to them about some of the goals that they're setting for themselves heading into the 2019 year, as well as we're going to showcase some pets that are available for adoption. If you're looking for that animal for your home and give that animal a nice forever home. Well, we're going to have all that and more coming up later on in the show, but right now we're going to send it over back to Elise with a look at your news.
The Lloydminster Rescue Squad had a busy year, from purchasing brand new equipment to a very successful Sirens and Sapphires Gala. And our Brett Holden sat down with them to talk about the year that was and what may come next.
I'm joined now by the Lloyd Rescue Squad with Norm and Ryan. Now, sorry guys, this year has been a big year for you guys. You guys had you moved into your new home. You guys had a huge showing at the Sapphires and Sirens Gala. Let's just talk about the year in general for you guys.
Well, I think one of the most exciting parts for us this year, and I'll elaborate on the new building we have. So the Lloydminster Comprehensive High School had built us joint partnerships with Boundary Ford Gives, and between the two, they've come up with the new hall that we're in, and it's such a I guess it's such a privilege in being in there and an honor. It's just it's so wonderful. We have regulated heat now, and we have air conditioning in the summer, and it's just a place that we can now call our own. It's our home. We have access to a large TV inside, so we can have our notes. We can have our training, specifically our training inside, and we just have enough room to move around and to, like I said, finally call home, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
Now, we were talking kind of off camera about possibly a second new home for you guys.
Yeah, so we've applied for a couple different grants this year, and we're hoping to take that funding and build a shop that will attach to our office building, and be able to park some of our equipment in that shop while still partnering with the Britannia Fire Department. It's been a great relationship with them, and they came with welcoming and opening arms and helped us out when we wanted to move in.
Awesome. So let's talk about some of your guys' events that you guys had this year, like the Sapphires and Sirens Gala. Let's talk about just first of all the numbers that you got from that event.
Well, I think the great part again this year is we were sold out, and it sold out near the end, which we were so excited for and grateful for. We did reach our goal of $100,000, so that was achieved. And actually, last night we just finished a meeting, and we were presented with that check from the Gala Committee. So it was just a wonderful feeling to put that in the banking, knowing that we can move forward for the rest of the year and count on some of the funding that we need for different events that are going to be coming up, and different equipment and just operations. So it's just a wonderful feeling to go forward into the new year.
So you mentioned new equipment. Let's first talk about some of the equipment that you purchased this year, and going into 2019, maybe some things you guys are looking at as well.
Yeah, so we did get into our new drone, and it's been fantastic. We've had it out quite a few times for assistance, and luckily we were the first ones in Canada to receive that piece of equipment. So we did have some obstacles to face, and with some testing and different firmwares and that with the drone itself. But ultimately, it's been really good. It's helped us tremendously with some of the assistance we're able to provide for our colleagues.
Now let's kind of just quickly talk about some of the technology and how it's changed the way you guys go out and approach different situations.
Well, I can speak on one of the technologies that, one of the pieces of equipment that CNR, Canadian Natural Resources, bought for purchase for us this year. It's an underwater camera. So it just gives us the opportunity to send the unit under the water, and we can view what we're seeing down under the water. So it helps us if we have to send a diver. Prior to sending a diver, we can take a look. Is there barbed wire? Is there fencing? Is there obstacles down below that are unsafe for us to place a diver in? So that's a wonderful piece of equipment. We can also send it down and locate the item we're looking for, and then send down the diver. Instead of sending down the diver, 2 divers or 3 divers, and searching all over the place, this thing is remote controlled. It can go, within it's got 350 feet of tether, of wire tethered to it. So it just gives us that safety aspect, and it just gives us that extra eyes to look around prior to sending in divers.
And with the drone, when we have say a semi-rollover that's carrying dangerous goods, we can send the drone up with this new camera that we have. It's got 180 times zoom, so we're able to read placards or check the patient or the driver of the vehicle, which helps us and keeps us out of harm's way. So it's certainly a benefit for our organization.
Perfect. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming in, and here's to an awesome 2019. Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And now we're going to send it back to Connor Chan, who is at the SPCA.
All right, we're down here at the SPCA. Of course, I'm joined by Becca Lawrence, friend of Primetime Local News. We see you all the time there. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. So now that we're in the new year, let's talk about just some goals that you have for the SPCA heading into 2019.
Yeah, I mean, just we want to try different things. That's our goals. Kind of expand a little bit, try fun and exciting things that we haven't done before yet. And I mean, we've even kind of chatted with a few people. I know we've done it before, but even with cat yoga, doing a little bit more of that as well too. So it's definitely a goal of mine to definitely just expand more on these.
What are some things that you as an organization learned from 2018 that you can apply, hopefully, to have a very successful 2019?
I mean, we're always just trying to better, obviously we want to do the best that we can, especially for the animals. So, I mean, just to continue that, helping them, right? And, just continuing getting them treated if they're sick and, everything like that. And just continuing that care, if not better, if we can, for sure.
Absolutely. And what's the influx of adoptions of pets that come in the start of the new year? Usually when you see most of the, what's your biggest kind of span that you see of amount of animals to come in?
That come in, I definitely summertime kind of with the dogs, they're out and about, especially cats too. I mean, I guess really, they're all out looking for friends kind of thing. And so, I mean, in the warmer months, we definitely see a little more influx, but even in the wintertime too, though, because it's colder and, people want to bring them in more as well too. So it's throughout the year, I would say. That's, it's just kind of here and there. And then for adoptions even too, events like if we have little events kind of thing, that definitely gets animals out the door faster as well too than coming in. But
Absolutely. Well, we'll have more coming from the SPCA later on in the show, but right now let's send it over back to the studio and check in with them.
All right, thank you so much, Connor. Another gorgeous day here in the border city. We are currently at -2, feeling a bit cooler than that with the wind chill, but very nice nonetheless. We are expecting some snow tomorrow, though. As you can see, it's already started out to the west. Places in the mountains like Banff, major snowfall. Could see up to 30 centimeters in some regions, and travel is not recommended in those areas. So if you do have any travel plans, do take caution. As you can see just in the corner here, that wind warning, as well as even further west, that winter storm warning, and there are some avalanche warnings in that area as well. No watches and warnings for our area, though, currently in effect. -2 here in the border city, and that's the same number in Cold Lake. Also in Athabasca, a little bit warmer at -1 in Edmonton, -1 in Edson, 0 for Jasper, and also in Whitecourt, where they are expecting a major snow. -3 in North Battleford, 0 for Saskatoon, and currently sitting at -4 in Melfort. As we look to the broadcast area, currently at -3 in North Battleford, as that cloud cover does continue into the overnight at -6. Cooler than that with the wind, and then tomorrow, North Battleford could see up to 4 centimeters of snow starting in the morning, with a high of -3 only as a daytime high tomorrow. Cold Lake sitting at -2, -6 overnight, and that cloud cover is going to continue into tomorrow. tomorrow with a high of -5. Cold Lake could also see some precipitation, some snow. Not quite as much as North Battleford will be seeing, but still that chance of flurries there. -5 overnight for us here in the border city, and then tomorrow high of -4. And then we have that chance precipitation. We could be seeing some snow in the morning hours, and then possibly a 30% chance we could see it come back into the evening. So a low of -5 tomorrow. 70% chance of precipitation, and that should hopefully be mostly in the morning. And then Saturday, 25% chance, and we are getting a little bit cooler at -7, -10 for the low. And then it's Sunday, 75% chance we could see some flurry activity into the evening. Quite a bit more snow than we are expecting on Friday. I'll have those details for you coming up right up.
Welcome back. Well, here's a story about women breaking the glass ceiling in agriculture. And in this week's Ag Report, Gerard Lampow chats with someone who is at the helm both provincially and coast to coast to coast.
I think girls could work on a feedlot.
It's about government relations. It's about competitiveness and regulatory.
Janice Strandberg has worked the spectrum from private, not-for-profit to government. She was an assistant deputy minister of agriculture in Saskatchewan. She has always been on the crop side. In the fall, she moved with her family from Saskatoon to Calgary to head up the Alberta Cattle Feeders Association as well as the National Cattle Feeders.
When you take a look at the issues on a macro level, it's all about market access and trade.
Strandberg credits the staff that's helping her in this transition, even as she's breaking the glass ceiling for women.
Agriculture is maybe one where there haven't been a lot of women at the leadership level. And my experience, I've certainly seen that change from when I started.
Strandberg is happy to be a part of the change. As of 2016, nearly 29% of farm operators across Canada were women, and as of 2017, some 14% of Ag Board members were women. Her background in communications and market development is another key asset.
In my past lives, working in the crop sector, it was always a technology, or with canola, it was a canola oil that's an ingredient used, but now we actually have beef. So this is something that you can taste and you can smell and you can touch and you can eat.
Strandberg is keen on meeting stakeholders even as she faces the contentious issues, especially around consumer perceptions.
So now the issues more are hormones and antibiotics. So while the specifics again have changed, how you talk to people doesn't change, and how you try to relate to people on those very touchy topics, that hasn't changed. So I bring some experience coming forward in that, and I hope to be able to bring and use some of that experience.
Consumers need to know that there are withdrawal times on medications and that producers are conscientious about producing quality beef that's safe to eat.
I think that we have some pretty major battles out there, and public trust is certainly one of them.
One of the ways to bridge the gap is visiting a farm.
The one thing I've already seen with my members is that they're very open to bringing people onto their farm. They actually encourage it. So, that will certainly be something that we'll be working on moving forward.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
This Ag Report is brought to you by the Lloydminster Co-op Agro Centre. Depend on them for product, tools, and expert advice. Shop at your local Lloyd Co-op Agro Centre with branch locations in Lashburn and Neilburg.
And that's it for your Ag News. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
And now we're going to send it back to Connor Chan, who is at the SPCA.
All right, so now we moved into the adoption part of the SPCA, and of course we got some cute cats here. We got the Pac-Man crew, 2 of the few siblings of the Pac-Man crew. So I'm holding Chaser, is that correct? And who do you have there?
This one's Inky.
Talk about when did they come in, and I guess just the ages and kind of the idea for that name, the Pac-Man crew.
Yeah, so with the groups of kittens, we always try and just get one group so we don't have to like try and remember a bunch of random names. So these guys all came in probably about mid-November, so they were quite young when they first initially came in, but they're about 3.5 months old now. And this one here is ready to go. So this one's still waiting for its spay, but they're all old enough and ready to go. So it's just a matter of getting them in and getting them fully ready and spayed and ready to be adopted.
And they have other siblings as well, correct? There's a few of them. Talk about the other ones as well. I know there's one that they came in, and there's still one in foster here, correct?
Yes, this one's still in foster, so that one was a bit of the runt of the crew. But and then we have another one at PetSmart right now, so waiting for its new forever home there. And then a couple more in the condo over here, but they were being a bit crazier than we would rather hold on to. So they're hanging out and playing around. So it's a fun crew. These guys, I think, were ready for their naps. So they're pretty calm right now for us.
Yeah, I was going to say they're really calm compared to the other 2 that are in the cage, all rambunctious, because I have a slight allergy, and I didn't want one scratching up my arm and causing ends. This one almost escaped there. I guess also quickly, how are you doing in terms of space for cats? Ow, as it's poking myself, but as you're answering my question.
We're not doing too bad. We are, like our adoption floor is pretty full, but in the background we don't have too many too many that are needing to go for their surgeries and things like that. So
he's really now getting rambunctious. Oh dear. So not a lot of space.
Yeah, not a lot too. Yeah,
that's
like
always a good thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
All right. Well, we're gonna have more coming up later on in the show, but right now let's send it back to Michaela with your look at weather.
Connor, have you ever held a cat before? That was okay. Someone's got to teach Connor how to hold a cat, but they are very cute. Starting it off with this weather shot, beautiful shot from Bud Miller Park where it was plenty of sunshine today. Gorgeous day if you were able to make it out to the park today. If our weather will switch, we are frozen. There we go. All right, looking to the numbers right now, sitting at -2 here in the border city, -1 in Vermilion, also in Marwayne, -3 for St. Paul, Bonnyville sitting at -4, also Cold Lake sitting at -2, a little bit warmer at -1 in Edmonton. 1 degree in Maidstone, -3 for North Battleford. Could be expecting 2 to 4 centimeters of snow starting overnight into the morning hours, so do be cautious in that area. -4 in St. Walburg, and as we look up north, -4 in Buffalo Narrows, also in La Loche, -1 in La Ronge currently, and then cooler as we move into Alberta, so -8 in Grand Prairie, -9 in Peace River, and -4 currently in Fort McMurray. And then as we look down south, we are frozen again. If we could, there we go. Look at these numbers though, much warmer. 9 degrees in Lethbridge, 8 in Medicine Hat, 2 degrees in Calgary, -1 in Banff, where there is some major snowfall in those areas. Sitting at 1 degree in Swift Current, -4 for Kindersley, and currently sitting at 0 in Moose Jaw. Tomorrow, we are going to be a little bit cooler, -4 for the daytime high, also in Maidstone there, -3 for North Battleford, -6 in St. Walburg, -4 for Vermilion, -4 for St. Paul, -5 for Bonnyville and Cold Lake as well, and that's the same number in Lac-La-Biche. As we look to our snow accumulation, our snow could be starting in the morning. We won't be seeing anything major, but we could see about a 2 to 4 centimeter accumulation by the end of the weekend once we get to Sunday evening, when we are expecting a little bit more snow. For the kids off to school tomorrow though, -4 at 8 a.m. Oh, I guess there's no school yet. All right, well, first day back on the job, you guys. We'll just skip that school day forecast. As we look to our 7-day forecast, averages for this time of the year are -10 and -19. So we're not doing too bad until we get into next week. So -4 tomorrow. We are expecting some snowfall starting in the morning with 30% chance it could continue into the evening hours as well. -5 for the overnight low. -7 on Saturday. 25% chance we could see some precipitation again. But Sunday is when we have an even greater chance. -2 for the daytime high. Could see some snow Sunday evening. evening, and then -8 on Monday. Cool, -18 on Tuesday with a little bit of sunshine, -21 as the overnight low, and then we continue into those cool numbers next week. -14 on Wednesday, 25% chance precipitation also on Thursday, -22 for the overnight low there, and then a little bit warmer at -13 on Thursday and -17 for the overnight low.
And now we're going to send it back to Connor Chan, who is at the SPCA.
All right. Well, we have Marley with us, who's been at the shelter for over 40 days, as you were telling me. So tell us a little bit about Marley.
So Marley, it took a little while for us to get her in for a spay. So she had a couple people waiting in on her, but plans change kind of thing. So she's up for adoption now. So we're just trying to find her perfect family.
So adorable, and so especially trying to have her sit. So how old is Marley?
I think she's about 3 years old, so she's not very old. She's still quite young. Lots of energy still. I mean, she's showing pretty well right now, but she's very trained as well too. You can kind of see, but she's a little shy at first, but she's good to go when she's ready.
Absolutely. And what breed do you know?
Well, just kind of judging by her face a little bit, you think a little bit of pit bull may be in there as well, but and some lab, I would say, with some of the white markings here, but you never really know fully when they come in, kind of thing. So it's a little bit of a surprise sometimes.
Absolutely. Now, what family would best suit a dog like Marley here?
I think Marley would really go perfect in a home with kids, but maybe just a little bit older, just so they kind of know her limitations and and just so they kind of don't push her, sort of thing. So because she is initially a little bit shy at first, but
absolutely, yeah, she's kind of ran away and hid under the desk here. But I guess for people that kind of want to come in and just, is there opportunities for people just like myself that are off the streets and just can come and just walk the dogs and hang out and kind of volunteer?
Yeah, that's our volunteer program. So, I mean, we do get everyone to go through a couple little phases before before they can fully volunteer, just to keep our animals safe and happy as well too. But yeah, we have our volunteer program where people can come through the orientation and then our mentoring sessions, and then they can come and walk these guys and get them out for their exercise.
Absolutely. Well, Becca, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And of course, thank you, Marley, even though you've turned a little rambunctious on us. But we're going to send it over back to the studio right now and see what's going on with them.
All right, well, this question of the day revolves around one of my favorite subjects, food. Do you like leftovers? Most people are saying it depends on what it is. For me, I'm not a huge leftover person. I would prefer to eat something new.
Yeah, I don't mind leftovers. I think it depends on what it is. I think with going with a holiday, turkey, things like that, you could probably eat that maybe once or twice after, and then I'm like kind of over it.
Yeah, so, exactly. I want to read some of the comments. We got Linda says, always, why waste? Now, I just make enough that it lasts me that one time, and then I don't have to eat leftovers. Siobhan says, depending on what it is, and a lot of people are saying depends on what it is. Naomi says, depends on what it is, and only for lunch. I don't like leftovers for dinner.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting, yeah. And then we got a comment on our Twitter that says, this is from Brain Blender, says, sometimes it's like wine, it gets better with age.
Oh, there you go. So. That's true. With like some like stews and soups and stuff.
The more flavor, like a curry or something.
Totally.
But typically, no, I'm not a leftover person. Yeah, let us know. Do you like leftovers? But right now, we're going to get to our pets of the day, and I missed this segment while I was away. Look at this. This is Daisy and Minnie taking a little nap together. That was very cute. That was sent to us by Tiffany. Next up, we have Sophie, who looks thrilled to be having a bath. That was sent to us by Terry. Very adorable. Look at this. We got our first pigeon.
Cool.
Yeah, this is Shadow the pigeon, and that was sent to us by Cody. Very festive.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Kevin.
Just lounging.
I love these human names for animals. I love it. That was sent to us by Michelle. Yeah, very comfortable. Kevin's very comfy.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, look at this little poser. This is Charlie. And that was sent to us by Amber. And Amber says she's had Charlie for over 15 years.
Wow.
So yeah, doing good there. If you have a pet you would like to see here on the show, send us a photo on our Facebook page or Twitter, any social media, or through email. Just please include the pet's name, and if they are on the show, you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pad.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
All right, that's going to do it for us down here at the Lloydminster and District SPCA. Big thanks to them for letting us come down here, talking about goals and expectations as they head into the new year, as well as for them showcasing some animals that are up for adoption. Now, I did get scratched, and of course my allergy to cats kind of kicked in. You can't see it, but there are a small amount of bumps on my hand after getting scratched by Chaser, but all the less it's all good because all these animals here deserve a forever home. And if you're looking for an animal for yourself, make sure you come down to the Lloydminster and District SPCA to try to find your furry friend for life. Now tomorrow, Brett Holden will be back, and he's going to be down at Lloyd Lanes, and I'm hoping, and I'm really hoping, that he'll be wearing one of those ugly bowling shirts as he's going to get his hand, trying his hand rather, at bowling. But that's going to do it for me down here at the SPCA. Let's send it back to Michaela and Elise to wrap up the show.
All right, thank you so much, Connor. I think he has those scratches because he doesn't know how to hold a cat.
Yeah, he definitely needs to learn that, but that's okay. But someone needs to adopt that dog, Marley.
Yeah,
someone
or
adopt
else
that dog.
We're gonna end up with all the cats and dogs and
in the office. So
yeah, they will live here at the station. So please go adopt them. Yeah. Anyways, that's our show for tonight. We'll see you here tomorrow, everyone. Have a good one. Take care.
Good night.